Warrior, another video. Another video that I would like to talk to you about your surroundings. Yeah, the group of friends you hang out with, your family, the people around you in general. Okay, and look, I always talk about nutrition, exercise, and how that is gonna change your physical right appearance and the body, the way you look at yourself in the mirror. But again, yes, but I won't even put that first place. Why? Because there are other things that are gonna definitely drive you more than a diet and an exercise program. Look, the surroundings that you have is basically gonna determine where you're going to be. So I don't know if you remember when you were in school, who was your group of friends? Who were they? People of the same characteristics, right? So let's say if you were in the popular kids group, then everyone was kind of the same. Everyone was funny, making jokes, maybe making fun of people, usually good looking. People know about them. They like naughty sometimes. They do stuff, in the school. Popular kids. If you were on the nerds, how was the group? Basically, just like you, right? Everyone is like you guys talk video games. You like to, I don't know, just listen to rock. You guys like to color your hair. I don't know, whatever you guys would do. Okay. As you can see, every group had their own identity, their own characteristics, right? They were not mixed. So that group actually led you to be the person that you are today. Maybe in the future you change, but again, you are a result of the people you hang out with and that you're surrounded by. Look, in my life, when I was a kid in high school, okay, I was 16 years old. Okay. At 16 in Spain, like people drink, people start smoking, okay, and because we do a lot of life in the streets, so I feel like we have a lot of freedom. The parents is a very safe country, so parents are not worried about that. And so basically our group split in two. Okay, one half was basically like just doing our own thing, so like we would just keep playing soccer and tennis and well, they'll be more relaxed when it comes to going out with parties and stuff. And then the other half was doing the opposite. They started smoking weed, they started smoking cigarettes, they will party, they will drink a lot, stuff like that. Okay. So now it came a decision. Okay, where should I go? Should I go left or right? Okay, that's the first decision, and that's a very important one. Fortunately, I was raised in a family that had no alcohol, no drugs, no nothing. Okay, so I had an example from my parents that was very healthy. Okay, and that definitely was a structured family. We were really close, and there was nothing to worry about when it comes to that. I was not attracted to drugs at all, or alcohol, or anything like that. Okay, again, to have an issue with it, of course, I drank. Okay, I drank with my friends, and when I was 16, 17, and I had a lot of fun, but I never went farther than that. Okay, so unfortunately for many other of my friends, they didn't have the same luck when it comes to that, and they might actually had bad examples at home, so they went to the wrong path. They started smoking weed, they started drinking more alcohol, hanging out a lot, staying up late in the streets until 3 4 a.m. And at some point they actually dropped out of school, and they started working, at a delivery, just basically riding their motorcycle, delivering food to houses, working at McDonald's, Burger King, stuff like that. And then the other half that took the good path, healthier path, we were all basically going to university. We had a brighter future in a way, right? We were people that were seeking an education, a career, um, and that basically decided our lives. I came to the US. What that half that I was in everyone stayed back home in Spain, but they went to university and they started, they started working a bit. They were on the right path. Okay, while the other half, unfortunately, now they're a bit better, but for many years they were struggling with finding a job, with sticking to school. They were dropping out again. They will start a course of some kind, and then they will drop it out. So it was really hard for them to continue. Okay, where I'm going with this, though, I don't want to make it about myself, but I want to tell you that the group that you decide to be surrounded by is going to determine where you're going to be. Okay, and of course, as you know, I'm a health coach, so I'm always talking about health, and because I truly believe that having a healthy body, healthy habits, it transforms you internally. Okay, so at the end of the day, we're seeking an internal transformation here. It's not about the way you look at yourself in the mirror. It's totally pointless if you look at yourself in the mirror and you like what you see, but you're not feeling good with yourself. Okay, that's actually one of the reasons why I'm against all kinds of surgeries when it comes to that for weight loss and stuff. Of course, in an extreme scenario, they make sense because there is no other way to do it. But many people decide to do a surgery when that just because they want to run away basically from from the path of sacrifice, which is exercising and nutrition. Okay, so when it comes to this, it's the same concept. If you want to thrive in life, if you want to have healthy habits, if you want to feel good with yourself, you need to be surrounded by people that are willing to do the same. People that are already doing the same. There is no chance, okay, somebody that is overweight or obese joins my group, my team, okay, that as you can see, in shape, coach in shape, women in shape in the program, my surroundings in shape, my friends in shape. Imagine that that person starts hanging out with me, okay? The person is overweight today, in 2 months, is not overweight anymore. Or if he's still overweight, that person would have definitely reduced a lot of pounds, dropped a lot of pounds of their bodies. Why? Because they're surrounded by people that that have habits that are against having overweight or being overweight. Same concept. It will be much easier for me to crave junk food, chocolate, treats, chips, etc., if I were surrounded by just overweight or obese people. If my group of friends was 7 overweight people and me, I can tell you that this will go away at some point. I don't know how long it's gonna take because I'm very disciplined. Again, I will definitely not hang out with that group because I know, again, it will drain a lot of energy from me, and I will feel like I'm doing a lot of sacrifice to stay on track because of the influence. for plans. So find your surroundings, find your group, and if you don't, Team Warriors is here for you. If you don't have a group in person, find a group online, and we're here for you. So you just have to text me, join the group Team Warriors. You're gonna receive a nutrition plan, an exercise program, and accountability from me every single day. But again, we're not only gonna get a physical transformation, that's just the beginning, that's the first step. We're going to change you, the way you perceive yourself, the way the world perceives you. And that's going through that physical transformation. Okay? I'll see you in the next one.